life transforming stories you made happen. Watch episodes of You Were There on this channel.
The free Superbook Bible app has fun stuff everyone will love. It's jam-packed with games and activities, plus lots of exciting Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Find answers to your questions, watch videos, discover biblical heroes, and of course, read the Bible. It's even great for practicing your English. The new Superbook Bible app, all the fun of Superbook in an app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
Indeed, guys, time always flies when we're having fun. Well, in summary, as a young entrepreneur, whenever you feel stressed and feel like giving up, remember you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. It's time to go already, but my crew and I promise to be back and to come with another powerful and interesting episode of the show. We leave you with called out music, singing, warm embrace. Bye.
You wrap me in your warm embrace. You wrap me in your warm embrace. Yeah, my Father, I'm grateful that you call me your own. Imperfect, I've tried and tried to do it alone. Yeah, but I'll never stop chasing after you. Oh, no, yeah. But as long as the sun rises, I'll keep on running, running. You have the final word. All I see is you. Yeah. You're bigger than any situation. Even when I thought it was over, yeah. You came and wrapped me in your arms. You wrapped me in your warm embrace. When the storms keep raging on, I close my eyes, 'cause that's the way I can hear your voice. And I shut my mind from all the troubles that just may come. Yeah. And I trust your word, 'cause that's the way I keep holding on and on. Oh, but as long as the sun rises, I'll keep on running, running. You have the final word. Oh, all I see is you. Yeah. You're bigger than any situation. Even when I thought it was over, yeah. You came and wrapped me in your arms. You wrapped me in your warm embrace. I don't have to cry no more. Don't have to cry no more. You've made me whole again. You've made me whole again. I don't have to cry no more. Don't have to cry. You wrap me in your arms. You wrap me in your warm embrace. All I see is you. Yeah. You're bigger than any situation. Even when I thought it was over, yeah. You came and wrapped me in your arms. You wrapped me in your warm embrace. All I see is you, oh God, only you. You're bigger than any situation. Bigger than any situation. Even when I thought it was over, yeah. You came and wrapped me in your arms. You wrapped me in your warm embrace. Don't have to cry no more. Don't have to cry no more. You made me whole again. You made me whole again. I don't have to cry no more. Don't have to cry no more. Yeah, you wrap me in your warm embrace.
Gbadamosi Adegoke Adelabu was a prominent figure in Ibadan politics and Western region before Nigeria's independence. He was a key founder of the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, a political party that held lofty the torch of liberty for the two West African countries. He carved a niche for himself as a wordsmith and a creative speaker. The nickname Kwenkelemens was a natively corrupted version of peculiar mess, his bombastic English language style often used to score proceedings at the parliament. The author of Africa in Ebullition, a handbook of freedom for Nigerian nationalists, was Nigeria's Federal Minister of Natural Resources and Social Services between 1955 and 1956. He died in an auto crash on the 25th March 1958 at the age of 42. Western Spring Television identifies Adegoke Adelabu as a watershed character in history. Ahmadu Bello, a Prince Royal, was born 6th of December 1910 at Raba Village, Sokoto, northwestern Nigeria. His father was a district head and heir apparent to the Sultanate throne from the house of Usmanu Danfodio, a religious and social reformer who brought the Habib dynasty under the Fulani Caliphate in the beginning of the 19th century. Ahmadu Bello raised the bar of political consciousness in participation when, in 1944, he engineered the establishment of the Northern People's Congress (NPC) as the first political party in northern Nigeria and the rallying point for politicians in the region before independence. History will not forget Ahmadu Bello for his Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
And here we go for the very last for this week. It is Morning Spring, the Friday edition, and as always, we'll always say thank God it's Friday. Good morning to you wherever in the world you are viewing us from. We are super excited as always to always be here with you from this period as always till much later in the morning. This is that program that serves you virtually all what you need to know, to hear, and to take you on a very fabulous journey all throughout the day. Morning Spring, it's what it is called, and I want to welcome you on behalf of the entire team. Because why? Being a Friday, it's definitely, as always, will be exciting. And I don't know what Friday looks like for Femi, but for me, Friday is the beginning of greater work. And just because you are there, and we need to really, really give it to you just right here. All right? And it's something pleasant because why? Today, Friday, it has been on the serious talk in the course of the week. But basically, we will see what it looks like. Let's look at some very trendy issues and let's just take it calm while we prepare for the weekend. I don't know, maybe Femi has got an Owambe for the weekend. Femi likes Owambe, just like I am. All right, Tunde Idowu is my name. At Irresistible TD on X.
All right. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. As we will always say here at this time, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
From every part of the world. Possibly it's noon time at your end, or it's evening, or just getting into your early morning. Of course, good morning here from Nigeria. We greet you. Here in Osun State. We greet you. Once again, good morning, Ututuoma, Ekaro. I think it should be in Nakwana Jama.
Okay.
Antashilaya.
What's that?
I'm sure. I'm asking them. Jirebi.
What language is that?
That's a Hausa.
Antashina.
Antashilaya.
Okay, just go on.
Sure, you wake up where?
Oh yeah, I did. I did.
Of course, across the Delta. Yeah, and it's I like to say Migwa. People.
Yeah,
okay. You know that.
I know that.
Yeah.
I lived in Benin for a while.
Okay, yeah. All right. It's Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Femi Ojo is my name. I'm good to know that you are there. Thank you for sticking with us all week. Of course, every day, all day, on this program and all of our programs. We're on all social media handles, X, Facebook, Instagram, and of course on YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. We are live right now, and we are very happy that you are joining us. And of course on Star Times channel 190 DTT, good to know that you are there. Very shortly we'll go to the papers, but before that, so many things have been happening. As far as what is happening in the nation is concerned, we are hearing. As at yesterday, many headlines have it, and of course inside sources say it's like the subsidy is back in a kind of way.
And marketers have actually said fuel price might hit 900 naira. Fuel subsidy, we heard fuel subsidy was paid for in August.
Yeah.
And running into trillions of naira. What does this portend? We heard this in May that fuel subsidy was gone.
Yeah.
And fuel prices, everything was actually on. The price of fuel it rose and Nigerians began to fuel. We were all like, how would we survive this? And as last night, just as Femi rightly stated, that when that news broke out, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Fuel subsidies back?
Yeah, not like officially back, but then some are say just because the government cannot afford to see people, or the people rather, cannot afford to pay anything extra beyond what it is.
Believe you me.
And then the market forces, the demand and supply, the forex exchange, the international market, all those factors might make, the price per liter of petrol to skyrocket. And then maybe the government had to find a way to just curtail that by bailing, the nation out in a manner of speaking to pay for that. But it's a developing story, and trust us to be on that to interrogate what is really happening, because you cannot appropriate on one hand and then reprobate on the other hand. If actually you have deregulated that particular sector, why still putting a cap? Because these are the questions some people were asking at some point. You can't say this is deregulated and then you put a cap, but some will say there should be a cap so that people will not just exploit one another. Of course, we will look into that in the course as the day runs by. By the way, possibly, if time permits us today or sometime next week as well. And then the Mohbad situation, different angles. We learn the body has been exhumed.
Yeah,
the police released a statement and said, yes, that's been exhumed. The autopsy has been done. And of course, we are waiting the results. So many persons are interested. What really happened? Some video clips, images showed up on the social media space yesterday. Some alleging that they saw some fresh blood, possibly in the grave, and alleging maybe the man didn't really die before he was buried. These are people's opinions. But then that's why the autopsy is there. It has been done. And then we have our fingers crossed to see what really happened to that young man and everybody involved. The police have said, if you're a person of interest or you have one fact or evidence or the other, please come forward. You are protected in all of this matters. So, because for real, if actually you have something that you think that can help,
please.
And you are withdrawing, you are withholding, and you are still the one wanting justice to be served, how would that be done when actually you could have help? But then when you flip it to the other side, you want to understand the people as well. Safety first. Everybody wants to know. But I don't come forward to say this, and they will now say, please hold on. The way they say in Nollywood film, just come to our station and just few hours, just say what you know, and then you go back.
And you go back home.
And then you know that most of the time it's not always like that. You know, just stay behind the counter, just one thing, and then some persons are just locked up for there. But the police are saying they will be so diligent on this matter and many others as well.
And as always, we have always stated that here on Western Spring Television and our sister station, Rave 91.7 FM, that this is a point for the men in uniform, both from the DSS, the Nigeria police, who are investigating this this situation at this moment in time. This is a time to prove your integrity. Nobody who should be interrogated should be left aside. Nobody should be too big.
No one
should be above the law.
No one should.
Nobody. If you invite anybody, it doesn't mean that person is a culprit, is a suspect, or whatever. But at the point in time, we look forward to the result of the autopsy, whereby the whole world, because just as you rightly sent to me last night, France 24 is a television station in France as well. It has gone to that level. It's just unfortunate that the young man is being worldwidely known after his demise. Very sad at this point in time. We will delve into that in the course of this program. Please stay with us. Femi?
Yes, we'll go on a short break right now. When we come back, we'll delve right into what the papers are saying. Stay Morning Spring, please stay with us.
Dramatist, playwright, and icon of Yoruba thematic arts, Duro Ladipo was born December 18, 1931 in Osogbo, southwest Nigeria. His clergyman father christened him Timothy. His other names, Duro Dola, Duro Shomo, Duro Rike, reflected his persona and the circumstances that surrounded his birth. The legendary stage actor had in several public fora identified himself as one of the greatest abikus born to die in this world. Family records reveal how he was born and died 13 times. The intertwining names he bore thus lent credence to his spiritism. Duro Ladipo was one of the best known and world-acclaimed Yoruba dramatists to emerge from post-colonial Africa. His notable works Obakoso, Obawaja and Moremi took him beyond Africa to several parts of the world. By the time Duro Ladipo died on 11 March 1978, the Nigeria's first cultural ambassador had acquired a towering image as an artist.
All right. Yes, we'll go to the papers now. Let's see the major stories from our major dailies for today. And let's start from This Day newspaper for today. Of course, carrying a very, very bold headline, many headlines actually, but the boldest of them all is following Tinubu's appeal, George adjourns CSU records case to Monday. Following Tinubu's appeal, George adjourns CSU records case to Monday. Yes, it is what it is. With riders, temporarily stays execution of earlier order after president's plea. It will cause severe and irreplaceable harm to him. Okay, for many that don't know, I think there is a case instituted by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar in a U.S. court, mandating them to release the educational result of President Bola Tinubu while he was in the college. And I think that was obliged him. But then it seems the camp of the president has went to court to say, please hold on, don't do that. This thing will be harmful to me. And that's what we are seeing here. Temporarily stays execution of earlier order after president's plea. It will cause severe and irreplaceable harm to him. Okay. Very interesting days ahead. Tinubu departs New York en route Paris to Abuja. Okay. Tinubu departs New York en route Paris to Abuja. Okay, yeah. And of course, the picture of the First Lady there, Remi Tinubu, rings bell for peace in the world. Of course. Remi Tinubu rings bell for peace in the world. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Remi Tinubu, after sharing the world peace, or ringing rather, the world peace bell at the 2023 United Nations World Peace Day in New York yesterday. Of course, let there be peace everywhere. Charity start at home, from here, and of course to the rest of the world. Good one, First Lady. And of course, Tinubu to Gutierrez. I am ready to take tough decisions, even if they make me unpopular. Gutierrez is the United Nations Secretary General. Tinubu to Gutierrez. I am ready to take tough decisions, even if they make me unpopular. All right. Declares Africa would no longer accept right advocacy violating our lands and economies. Stresses need for UN to transmit from talk shop to action coordinating center. All right. Says he survived gripping poverty. And UN scribe Nigeria indispensable in West Africa. Okay. That's the scribe of the UN, Mr. Gutierrez. We are not just indispensable to West Africa, we are indispensable to Africa, Mr. Gutierrez. That's it. So don't just limit it and make it look like it's only in West Africa.
Even to the world.
Come on.
Yeah.
Talking about Nigeria here.
We're forced to reckon with.
That's it. That's the spirit, of course. But then, apart from the lighter note, that is what we should be. We have the human resources, we have the materials, we have everything to make us, you know, indispensable.
Absolutely.
But then everything rises and falls at the doorstep of leaders. And now Tinubu is saying he's ready to make very tough decisions. You know, let's hope there'll be the decisions in the best interest of Nigeria.
That is it.
Of course, and carrying the people along while you are doing that, why you need to do that. You can't just take unpopular decisions while you are not carrying the people along. It will become very unpopular.
Absolutely.
And that thing might actually fail. But then uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. All the best, Mr. President. Here, Obi, Nikitobi, Imoke, Kanwagabi, Samad Rabiu affected as Wike revokes 165 plots of land in FCT. He has possibly started walking the talk because he's told them anybody that has illegal land or right of land rather, or your building or property is on, you get to hear him or hear from him. I think these ones are already hearing from him. Obi, Nikitobi, Imoke, Kanwagabi, Samad Rabiu affected as Wike revokes 165 plots of land in FCT. We hope all is being done according to the law. Yeah. An end of an era. Rupert Murdoch steps down as Fox News Corporation chair. All the best. Naira falls further to 9.95 naira per dollar on parallel market. These are not the kind of news that one wants to hear. But it might be a good news to somebody over there who wants to send money here. But then from us, with us living here, come on. Naira falls further to 9.95 naira per dollar on parallel market. Edo blames $6.8 billion backlog for currencies woes. All right. Yes, good to blame, good to find out what the issues are. But then what are you doing about it?
Absolutely.
I&E FX window records 239.54% surge in transaction volume. Uncertainty beclouds market as CBN postpones MPC meeting indefinitely. That will be all from the front page of this day, 40-day Friday.
And why it is this day, well, let's go to the Punch newspaper. And I have the big bold caption from the front page of the Punch newspaper for today. FG may pay 1.68 trillion naira fuel subsidy. Marketers forecast 900 naira per litre. God, a little bit scary there.
That's why you hear people say, God, I beg you.
And a a couple of writers associated to that story. It said, petrol price to rise again as Naira nears 1,000 Naira. Crude oil hits $95. Ipman won. And operators commend government for subsidy proposal. CSO oppose fresh subsidy. Is subsidy back? We need to know. And the big bold picture you have on the front page there, it's that of a very peaceful rally. In Lagos yesterday, just people gathering because of the late Mohbad at various points in Lagos yesterday. But the good news, kind of like, is that just as the writer there says, pathologists conclude autopsy on Mohbad's corpse. Police await result. Not just the police, the world is actually awaiting the result of that autopsy. And on the bottom strip, I remain loyal. Forgive me, Shuaibu begs Obaseki.
Interesting.
Absolutely interesting.
Of course. Yesterday was International World Peace Day or something, so maybe it's an offshoot of Let Peace Reign.
Yeah, that we would love. And on behalf of Mr. Baseki, it would be nice. He said, you know, when you know your sins and you seek forgiveness, even from God, you know, I have erred.
That's from God.
Yeah, no, from man to man this time around.
That's from God. But, and when you interrogate, he said, if there are things I've done that I don't know.
I like that. So when you say that,
those are conditional statements. Are there things you've done that you know that you want to seek forgiveness?
I probably should have stated it that, okay, I knew I did this, I said this.
Don't be involved in their words. These are politicians saying if there are things I've done that I don't know. How about the things you've done that you know? All the best, Mr. Shaibu.
All the best to him out there. And moving on, cult clashes. Relocate to Shagamu. Abiodun tells security heads. Yep. Okay, that would be good just to forestall any unforeseen circumstances around that Shagamu. In the last couple of weeks, it's been terrible. With stories coming out from there hasn't been palatable. But we just hope something drastic to forestall, to curtail all these incidences.
Necessary deaths.
Out there. Consumer alleged sabotage as grid collapses. Worsen outage. We beg whoever. I seriously don't understand what will make this grid collapse. It was about 2 weeks ago we heard about it. It collapsed.
It's collapsed almost 3-4 times now, or more than that.
This isn't the best of times.
And it's a shame, actually. Let's call it what it is. It's a shame for a country like Nigeria to be experiencing
grid collapse
every now and then.
And we're just producing about 5,000 megawatts of electricity.
For what it is, it's a shame. Whoever is involved or whatever agency should be in charge should please buckle up. And if it's about sabotage, if there are persons doing that intentionally, you should curtail the situation and do whatever is necessary. People are being affected. Businesses are being affected.
The country, the whole country.
We're talking about the price of diesel eating 1,000 Naira. Or 900, between 900 and 1,000 Naira. And for somebody who has all these SMEs, medium and small scale, how do you survive? For welders, for people doing one thing or the other, shoemakers, barbers,
exactly.
For those of them that might run on petrol engines, maybe stay fair in a kind of way, not too fair, because you're talking about 585, 580, 620 per liter on petrol. But now when you talk about 1,000 Naira per liter of diesel, what profit will those ones make? And then the other alternative, in fact, that should not even be an alternative. It's the real power that should be the real source of production. Why diesel and petrol just are the alternative. But then the grid collapsing here and now, you see persons possible. Let's take those who weld, the welders, for example. If they don't have light and they can't do the diesel thing, then that means if actually a customer has given them work, deliver by so time, and the grid has collapsed, there is no light to do that, then there will be a problem between the client and the customer and the welder. And then that definitely that person might not want to understand. He or she won't come again. It's as bad as that. Grid collapsing now, like you are talking about a piece of something just getting missing here and there.
And the fortunate thing for me here that I see towards this is whoever is heading any of these agencies. It's a shame that none of them have said, because this is happening, I would resign.
Like we are helpless.
Look,
It's sounding like we are helpless and helpless that it has happened.
Yeah.
Take it like that.
Exactly.
Then don't be too happy. It will still happen again. It's a shame for whatever it is.
Seriously. On the top strip of the same daily, the Punch newspaper, academic record, delay articles request. Tinubu tells U.S. court. And a write-up to that story that says legal team, legal team seeks review of ruling. Ex-VP's aide alleges cover-up. If you're interested, it's a story that's been there in the news for over a couple of weeks now. And the last story is still making the rounds from the same daily, the Punch newspaper for today. It says currency in circulation rises to 2.7 trillion naira. That's credited to a CBN report there. And if 2.7 trillion naira is in circulation at this point in time, wow. I don't know. Inflation, what have you. We'll just hope the needful will be done. And we will definitely get it right
but
here.
What's the value of that money in circulation? That's another thing. What's the value?
I don't know.
What can it get? What can it? Who are these persons having this money in their pockets? Now, for the few ones who might have few coins and nairas in their pocket, what's the value of that money? What can it? The purchasing value, the purchasing power. What can it get? That's it at this time. So it's not. It's not about for an average person. Look like, oh, so much money, but then what's the worth of that? How when you take it to the market, what can you get with it? These are the issue. And who are the ones having it in their pockets? By the way, talking about this cash.
All right, you probably help us out there.
Okay,
that'll be all from the Punch newspaper.
All right, we move straight to The Nation. The Nation newspaper for today. Tinubu woos Nigerians in U.S. to invest back home. Of course, Tinubu woos Nigerians in U.S. to invest back home with a rider, overcome setbacks, adopt a new mindset. President advises. All right, that's instructive for them to say, maybe something has gone on in the past. Let's move ahead of that. Change your mindset. As the mindset is very important.
Absolutely.
What some people have in their mind, like Nigeria is a no-go area. The president is telling them there is a new sheriff in town, everything will work out. So we want to toe that line as well, but then let him and his people, and when I mean his people, all he has put in charge, everyone do the needful so that people won't carry their hard-earned money, come back because the president has advised, and then you meet bottlenecks. The ease of doing business is very important.
It's very, very.
It starts from the airport where you see some street urchins there just harassing and bullying and doing anyhow. You know, so much for the street urchins as well. How about officers wearing different uniforms on different agencies, making things difficult for you just because you are coming in, everybody is begging, can I get this? Or guy, you know, go reason me, that kind of things. These are, and they are forgotten. They are the first face of the nation.
Absolutely.
People get impression from you, like when they get in and you know, all these guys, many of them do their work, but then these few ones who have established, you know, checkpoints, if I may use that word, to just draw something from people just because they feel you are bringing in dollars. We should be a part of it. These are some of the issues. The ease of doing business is very important, starting with the first person, set of persons you meet when you descend from the airplane. Not the best of the president and the rest of the nation as well. And he says, in a quote, as a president, President Bola Tinubu, I was once a diasporan. What you have been through, I have been through it. Change your mindset. It is necessary. Nigeria is home for business opportunities. That's coming from the president, selling the nation well as well. And I think that this is a sharp departure from what happened during the tenure of former President Muhammadu Buhari, that he appears anytime he goes out of the country. You know, there's this sanctimonious way he talks, like the rest of the nation, kind of bad people, and possibly is the only one that is trying to be positive there. But it is a real sharp departure. And the president is trying to sell the country to the whole of the world. But I'm sure if you ask Mr. Demiluyi about this, he will tell you, yes, it's good to travel. Can you please stay home and fix home first? But, you know, you just have to do what The president has to do what he has to do. Being the first marketer.
He's the first marketer, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
That's right.
India suspends visa to Canadians. There's this back and forth between India and Canada, and Canada, rather. Yeah, they've recalled both of their ambassadors on both ends. Say, you can go your house.
You to go your house.
Yes, all right. Bazoum asked ECOWAS court to free him. It seems Tunde is looking like the world has moved on from Niger.
You see, that's the very funny thing about life. After when you have a pain and you're crying over it, my arm. After 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days or thereabout, suddenly maybe your dad sees you like, look at Femi. This guy yesterday he was crying over this arm, and look at him today. He's jumping all over the sitting room, making noise and doing what have you. The world gradually, I feel also bad for the man Bazoum.
Sadly, as they say, sadly, life will continue.
Life
it seems
goes on.
The world has moved on.
Seriously, but by and large, probably things negotiations must definitely. I still feel negotiations are still ongoing, which is not totally put into the limelight of virtually everybody.
Yeah.
By and large, it's not a very good thing when you're confiscated into just one place.
Yeah.
You have freedom. You don't.
Former CNC is now incarcerated somewhere, and then he's crying for help me, make the noise, let people know, this kind of things. Happening. Of course, the world will always continue.
No doubt.
Life will go on. That's it. Niger, so much. We had a conversation here over and over.
Yeah.
Then the Gabon situation happened.
Exactly.
The Gabon situation is still there, unresolved. But then so many things has happened. Natural disaster has happened in Libya, in Morocco. The world has, that's the next point of line. And then you are waiting for the next thing to happen. The UNG is going on. The life will continue, but let's do what is good at every time. That's it. And Poland opposes Germany on UN Security Council seat. All right, that's power play there. Moving up, former governors, firms, others lose choice land in Abuja, Obi, Agabi, Darie, Imoke, Udoma, banks, construction firms, others on the list. And of course, you have the picture there of the
Honorable Minister of the FCT,
Mr. Wike, doing what he has told them that he will do. All right. And at the top strip, Shaibu's office at Government House reallocated, maybe now officially, and he has accepted. Him saying, I am sorry. The governor begs, deputy governor rather, begs boss. Okay. To hear is human, as they say. Then to forgive. Okay. All the best of him. 22 lawmakers, move to impeach Ondo deputy governor. This matter is still raging there. Many persons are talking on the matter. It's comedian Sheyi Law, that's Sheyi Alexile, I think that's his name. And then his stage name is Sheyi Law from Ondo State, went on social media space and spoke on the matter yesterday as a stakeholder in the land, stating his case for Mr. Lucky Ayedatiwa. We had a conversation here yesterday. Moving on, bank raises 13 billion naira for subsidy-paying palliatives. Okay, that's good. And Shagamu, police arrest Ogun lawmaker, 6 others, maybe in the investigation of the court clash that happened, in that place. That will be all from the front page of The Nation for today.
And quickly, let me go straight to the Nigerian Tribune for today. And the big book question there is, questions persist over petrol subsidy. Questions persist over petrol subsidy. Two writers associated to that story. FG running quasi-deregulation that's credited to Ipman there. And crude oil price, Forex, further impact diesel price. We know that, and it's really not the good times at this moment when it comes to fuel subsidy issue. Other stories still making that same daily, the front page here. Trial of HIV vaccine to start in South Africa and United States. Okay. Moving further down, Tinubu files emergency appeal against U.S. court order on release of academic records. Coronation rites begins Monday for new Asenyi, okay, of Isenyi land. And CBN postpones September NPC meeting indefinitely. Why? We just hope it's for a good cause. And Shagamu cold clash. Ogun lawmaker, 6 others in DSS net. What is the correlation? Why? We don't know, but probably just to hear the lawmaker side of the story. We don't know, but we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And they definitely moving further, other stories there. Mohbad's body exhumed, autopsy done, nurse in police custody. He probably has something to say. We'll find out very soon. Edo Deputy Governor begs Obaseki for forgiveness. Says, I am missing my governor.
Oh.
All right.
Like your wife missing the husband.
Yeah, 2 parties, 5 and 6 missing.
Yeah, but they've always been together, actually. They've gone through thick and thin, political battles together. And now, in the twilight of the administration, this is happening.
We don't know. They'll find a way around it. That's just politicians. We love you guys. You guys, it's a seasonal movie.
Interesting group of people.
They know how to get us, the society. They know how to get us with some. Let's just heat up something. But well, kudos to you. But then, by and large, we need you guys to be on the same page so that Edo people can get the dividend of your administration. Yeah, that's what we're looking out for. Tribunal upholds Mba's victory as Enugu governor, and Muftiwang knows faith today. Muftiwang, is that not just Plateau? I know Plateau State as well. Yeah, waiting theirs today. We'll find out in the course of the day. And on the top strip of the same daily, Tinubu woos investors in USA. Please bring the dollars home, invest here. This is home. There's no place like home. Yeah. And you have that right there. It says, invest in Nigeria without fear, he says. Thank you, Mr. President. There. These are some of the stories making the round, but there is a picture of Mr. Vice President there, Senator Ibrahim. Okay, Senator Kashim Shettima. Kashim Shettima with the chairman, China Civil Engineering Construction Company Corporation, that's the CCECC, Mr. Jason Zhang, alongside Vice President Kashim Shettima and Deputy Chief of Staff to the President's Office of the Vice President, Senator Ibrahim Adija, during a courtesy visit to the Vice President at the Presidential Villa yesterday. All right, we just hope we get good roads, we get good flyovers. Trust the Chinese, they are absolutely good when it comes to delivering things like that. In China, you see what it looks like, the road network. It's awesome. That'll be all from the various dailies that we have for you on the program this morning. And just as we rightly stated, over a week now, the death of the young man, Ilerioluwa Aloba, better known as Mohbad, has taken the world by surprise. And virtually at this point in time, so many things have been stated. There has been accusations, counter-accusations, there's been reactions, people have been pointing fingers at certain people. And most media houses has been talking about the fact that, look, for now, let's suspend certain music from certain record labels. What does this portend for the future of music and young artists in our dear nation, Nigeria? So many people have said the late Aloba Mohbad went through a whole lot. We'll be talking with a script writer, a music producer who has a Lagos journalist, a Lagos journalist who will give us an insight into what it looks like right now in Lagos, and most especially the young artists we have virtually. Because I know something real good, that Nigerians have got talent. When it comes to varieties of positive things, yes, there's no way in the world you don't have the other side as well. But the point is, when you look at some of our young boys, girls, ladies, girls, I take, for example, I look at this young lady, Thames. I listen to her song. This lady is awesome. She's got one sonorous voice. I listen to Ruga. Listen to Fireboy. Nigeria is many talented.
Young talents.
Look, beautiful talent. They have them.
And some of them on the international stage.
Honestly, before now, the likes
Rema,
of...
I think Rema's Come Down with Selena Gomez is breaking
it's on the Billboard
chart and
honestly.
it's going platinum in different countries as well. Saying the death of talent is not the issue here, but how to manage the talent.
Absolutely.
And now that this issue has happened, is resonating with the Nigerian youth, and then what's the way forward? What has happened? The candlelight that was held yesterday, the procession, happened in Lagos. We'll be interrogating more of these, when we return from this break. It's still Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Stay with us. We're back.
Badamasi Adegoke Adelabu was a prominent figure in Ibadan politics and Western region before Nigeria's independence. He was a key founder of the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, a political party that held lofty the torch of liberty for the two West African countries. He carved a niche for himself as a wordsmith and a creative speaker. The nickname Kwenkelemens was a natively corrupted version of peculiar mess, his bombastic English language style often used to score proceedings at the parliament. The author of Africa in Ebullition, a handbook of freedom for Nigerian nationalists, was Nigeria's Federal Minister of Natural Resources and Social Services between 1955 and 1956. He died in an auto crash on the 25th March 1958 at the age of 42. Western Spring Television identifies Adegoke Adelabu as a watershed character in history. Ahmadu Bello, a Prince Royal, was born 6th of December 1910 at Raba Village, Sokoto, northwestern Nigeria. His father was a district head and heir apparent to the Sultanate throne from the house of Usmanu Danfodio, a religious and social reformer who brought the Habib dynasty under the Fulani Caliphate in the beginning of the 19th century. Ahmadu Bello raised the bar of political consciousness in participation when, in 1944, he engineered the establishment of the Northern People's Congress (NPC) as the first political party in northern Nigeria and the rallying point for politicians in the region before independence. History will not forget Ahmadu Bello for his charisma and political sagacity, which provided easy passage for his kinsmen to assume political and administrative positions in Nigeria's post-independence era. The distinguished elder statesman and Sardauna of Sokoto has his face on his country's 200 naira currency as a mark of honor to one of the architects of Nigeria's independence. Western Spring Television identifies Ahmadu Bello as a watershed character in history. This iconic African presents the narrative of a man destined to exert an imperishable global influence in Western education. His was a story of a freeborn, captured and sold into slavery. He was born in Oshogun, a native Yoruba village near Iseyin in Okiogun axis of southwest Nigeria. Samuel Ajayi Crowther was the foundation student of Fora Bay College, Sierra Leone, the foremost university where the pioneer set of native Africans were educated. Samuel Ajayi Crowther's greatest contribution to humanity was his translation of the Holy Bible into the Yoruba language. The man who authored the Yoruba dictionary was also credited with the translation of English classic hymns into Yoruba and the Ekwere languages. Samuel Ajayi Crowther's private residence in Badagry, incidentally the first story building in Nigeria, is an archival museum dedicated to the memory of Africa's first bishop. Western Spring Television identifies Samuel Ajayi Crowther as a watershed character in history. The 1914 Amalgamation Treaty is synonymous to the birth of Nigeria. Frederick Lugard, a British Army captain and an outlaw who struck gold in Africa, became the instrument used by destiny to make it happen. The amalgamation of Nigeria was designed for economic reasons by the colonial administration to offset Northern Protectorate budget deficit by Southern Protectorate surplus returns. The amalgamation had ad initio created imbalance in the economic political structure of Nigeria and was responsible for the persistent hiccups and the efforts to forge a united country till today. Nigeria's amalgamation was labeled as the mistake of 1914 by native northern conservatives who neither wanted it nor contributed anything significant to its sustenance. Western Spring Television identifies with Amalgamation Treaty of 1914 as a watershed event in history. Born Jeremiah Oyeni Obafemi on March 6, 1905, Obafemi Awolowo was a prime architect of Nigeria's independence and most consummate advocate of free education and social welfare in Africa's most populous nation. Erudite politician, thinker and philosopher, Awo was fondly addressed by associates and political colleagues, brought his unique attributes to bear on governance in the defunct Western region. He administered as leader of government business and the premier between 1955 and 1958. Obafemi Awolowo's premiership witnessed pioneering in multi-sectoral policy initiatives and execution. The Western region under his administration paraded several enviable records. First television station in Africa, first real estate in Nigeria, first high-rise building in Nigeria, first modern sports stadium in Nigeria, first agricultural settlement in Nigeria, first modern civil service secretariat in Nigeria, and first industrial estate in Nigeria. His face is on 100 naira denomination as a mark of honor for his distinguished services to his country. Western Spring Television identifies Obafemi Awolowo as a major character in history.
Civilization, phone pressure, it on rotation. Oh Lord. Oxybon me, mo ti lé mi bọ̀ ọ̀nà mi, ọmọ ọlọ́run kò lè sún mi, ṣékeṣéke búlà, I'm still getting my moolah, dọ́là pẹ̀lú náírà, ikú tó pààyà tíṣà, ó lè pa àwọn onígbà kí ló ń fò lókè, ẹyẹ ló ń fò lókè, kí ló ń rìn nílẹ̀, àwọn èèyàn ló máa rìn nílẹ̀, má tẹ̀mí mọ́lẹ̀ òkòkò, má tẹ̀jú ilẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀, kó má bàdàn balẹ̀. All of my figure, I figure. Oh my soul, meta bosa. We don't look on, for me, no working visa. Kiss casa blanca. Oh my chapter, say I'm up with you down.
It's such a sad thing, but that's a talent that has just left the shores of this earth called planet Earth. We commiserate with the family, but then by and large, we say may his soul rest well. But then there is an autopsy that had been done yesterday, and we're awaiting Nigerians, the whole world, awaiting the final result of the death of that young man, Oluwa Aloba, better known as Mohbad. Morning Spring is still the program right here, but let's move on quickly and let's get to hear from a Lagos journalist who is on the line this morning to give us an up to speed of happenings concerning so many things around this young late Mohbad right here in Lagos yesterday. And there was a rally in Lagos, the candlelight procession actually in Lagos yesterday. And let's get to find out what it looks like. Femi?
Yeah, we'll be speaking with Emmanuel Daraloye, of course, to tell us what happened, just like you have said, and to bring us up to speed. What's the atmosphere like, on this matter? Emmanuel, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good to have you here.
Good to be on the show.
Emmanuel speaking, by the way. Yes. The Mohbad situation, it's not going away soon, it appears. Many things around it. Entertainers are speaking up, politicians are speaking on the matter. Many well-meaning Nigerians are saying what really happened, and then different rallies across the state, from Ado to Abeokuta to Osogbo to Delta, Lagos, at series of rallies. Yesterday, there was a rally, there was a candlelight procession, to honor the legacy, if I may use that word, and the life, the talent, Mohbad. What was the situation like yesterday, Emmanuel?
Oh, well, so because of the kind of acceptance and reception that Mohbad's music had or has in Lagos, it became a family affair for most Lagosians. They took it up as if it were their brother who died in such unfortunate circumstances. But yesterday was a culmination of a build-up of tension and apprehension, and of course, so much confusion and anger as regards the death of Mohbad. And the original plan was to gather at the smaller park, have some sort of concert to honor the memory of the departed. But it was beautiful because people came from all over Lagos and then gathered at the smaller park to just pay their respect. His wife was there. Famous actors and actresses were there. Of course, you see these clips making the rounds. We had Idowu, we had Klaus, the bad guy there. All of them, and Zlatan, all of them coming to say, "Oh, we miss our brother," and we hope that justice itself in the course of unraveling what Lexi says and whoever is involved brought to book. Also, you could see the love that he had. I mean, the best said in an artist's death, like this was the death of the Green. I mean, that was what shook the entertainment industry, especially in this part of the country, in Lagos here, where people felt it because it felt like they had watched that Green progress in the course of his career, and they had become one with his music. They had identified the same thing that is happening with Mohbad, and now it's even more pronounced because he didn't die of we can't make speculation as to what killed him. But it's being touted in some places that he didn't die of natural causes. We'll have to wait for the autopsy report to confirm or debunk that. But the circumstances surrounding death was what led to kind of support and crowd that you see. Yes, I tell you, the entire Lagos, the Victoria Island stretch was shut down yesterday evening. I mean, if you were coming from Ikoyi, you're coming from Victoria Island itself, coming all the way from Mohbad, and we're heading to Aja, Lakwe, to Lekki, you have to spend hours on the road yesterday. I was there with some of my colleagues, and the entire stretch of the Lekki toll gate was blocked. Just one lane was open, and even that lane was very slow because you still have people on the road, holding candles, chanting songs, and saying that they want justice for the departed. So yesterday it was the height of the tension that had been building up. So the height of the anticipation and expectation that people have for the investigation going into unraveling the topic of Mohbad.
So the procession yesterday, it's been on social media. We've seen what it looks like. For you, will you say that procession was worth it? And what was the crowd like at that moment in time yesterday?
Well, the procession was quite worth it. Although there was some unfortunate development during the night, we'll come to that, but it was worth it because I saw people from different walks of life. People who were the people you refer to as proper street boys. They were on the road. People who were coming back from work, they were on the road. People who, one other thing that the death of Mohbad has revealed to us that people are watching. Even the elders now are interested in knowing who's Mohbad, what his death, because it's everywhere. The United Kingdom, United States, everywhere. But here in Lagos, it was really something that touched a lot of people. You could see the pain and anger in their faces yesterday. You could hear it in their voices. Even when the music was ongoing at the Memorial Mola Park during the concert, people were singing, they were dancing, but you could feel that this was coming from a place of deep hurt, and they just wanted to see that justice. And it was really a beautiful one yesterday until what happened at the toll gate occurred, which should not happen, I must tell you.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, are you there?
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Yes, so what happened at the toll gate?
Okay, so what happened yesterday was that the plan was to go to the Mola and finish off the concert and everybody goes home. But you know that it's difficult to such crowd, it's difficult to control people who are agitated, young people who are just obviously who want to take out their frustration on anything. So immediately after the concert at Memorial Mola, there was a procession that moved down from law school axis down towards the Field, and of course Lekki took it. So when we got there, because I was part of the procession, I wanted to see what was happening. So when we got to the toll gate, the youth just occupied the toll gate. First of all, I saw something going on social media, people saying that there was a DJ set up on the road. There was no DJ set up yesterday. It was not the concert held at Memorial Mola. There was no concert at the toll gate. So it was just young people who parked their cars and were playing Mohbad music from the speakers. I mean, the way unplanned street carnivals are. That's how it was here. So around 9:33 night, it was becoming peacefully. It was becoming an inconvenience. I mean, the original plan was end by 7:13 or 8, and people go home. But there were people who were coming from us who needed to go home. People who were commuting along that axis. So it was an inconvenience to them. But during the procession itself, there were policemen there who wanted to maintain law and order. So they were just there. There wasn't any couple, no or altercation. It went really well. But around 10 o'clock, the policemen came and said, okay, you had it on. It's time to go home. You can't stay here all night. Of course, you know how the toll gate is like. You can't block all lanes of the toll gate. It's time to allow people to go home and all of that. But the youth were not willing to do this. And then the police had to employ the tactics that they employed yesterday in firing tear gas. Some have argued that there are other ways of protesting. But one thing I've also seen is that we tend to overdo things and then want to play the victim card. I'm not saying that the youth are not right. in the procession there, because within their like gather peacefully, because they were not violent or aggressive. They were just having fun, but fun must come to an end, and it was time for them to go. I mean, the traffic was much. It stretched all the way from the Lekki Gate down to the Nigerian Law School, going towards Obabade and taking the road towards Parliament. Same thing they do at the Lekki things down to that. The people who were coming where I didn't have access to the road. I mean, it was really long. So the felt like time for people to go. Time for people were returning from the offices, and so it was time to go home. And okay, you two, let's clear the road, but no, they didn't want to clear the road, and so the police had to resort to that. And then it also brought back memories of October 2020 and people saying that the police had not learned their lessons and not learned their lessons. But at the same time, you cannot really stop.
All right, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, we'll have to. Emmanuel, we'll have to let you go at this time. The audio quality from your end isn't clear, but if we can get back to you, we will definitely do that. Please just stick around. Thank you. All right, it's still, thank you, brother. It's still Morning Spring right here from Western Spring Television, and we just spoke actually with a Lagos-based journalist, Emmanuel Daraloye, that giving us an up-to-speed as to what happened, the procession for the late Larry Oluwa Aloba Mohbad yesterday in Lagos. And in your video there, you could see the likes of David Falls and quite a whole lot of celebrity and Nigerians doing the needful, paying their respect and seeking justice for the late Mohbad yesterday. So by and large, we heard that at a point in time, there was this aspect with police force and firing tear gas. But maybe because of clarity, if we're able to join Emmanuel, we'll be able to get why was that happening? Why did that happen? I think
he said it. It's because that line wasn't too clear.
Oh the line,
it got to a point. They occupied so many of the lanes, you know, disturbing the traffic. And at a point, the police told them, "Guys, you've done enough. It's time to go. Please vacate these lanes." And you know, maybe the restive nature of the youth, they didn't budge at that time. You know, possibly the police feel we have to make you leave this place. And let's state it. Yeah, you know, people are hot, people are angry about this issue. Different protests and rallies, concert was even held, and has been possibly will still be held. But please, let's do everything within the confines of the law. Don't use your own to disturb others unnecessarily, especially when you've had your time. You know, these things should not degenerate into needless, you know, fisticuffs and altercation. I think that's what happened yesterday when the police had to say, "It's enough, you guys need to go." And then, you know, that happened.
Moving on at this moment in time, we'll still go back to another person here.
Emmanuel.
From one Emmanuel to another Emmanuel. So God be with us all. He is a music critic at AfroCritik and notjustok.com. It's a pleasure to have Mr. Emmanuel Daraloye. We call you tallest. Mr. Daraloye, good morning to you.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Nice to have you. Nice to be with you this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. All right. By and large, let's get to know what is it looking like at this moment in time in Lagos. First of all, there was a procession yesterday. I don't know, maybe you were part of it. You were on the road probably with the procession or for the procession yesterday. What from what you've heard, what was it like? What's your own view for with that procession yesterday?
I think it was a good one yesterday. The Mohbad fan and the Nigerian music industry in general paid tribute to the late artist. It's a good one, which is long overdue. Finally, they paid tribute to him. They should come en masse in their thousands. It's a good one for me.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Emmanuel, let's take it back. Mohbad, was formerly under Naira Marley record label, many of them Zinoliski and the rest of them like that. And then at a point we heard he wanted off. It wasn't part of the family, the label again. And we heard that's where this trouble started, because the guy or the label, according to what they call themselves, the family wanted him to still be a part of it. And the guy, the late Mohbad now, he didn't want to be a part of that family no more. And then we heard he was hounded, he was harassed, he was bullied. But then some alleged and said, you signed a contract. So why are you living in the middle of a contract? So take us back. You're an insider in, record label, entertainment, music, artist, promotion, shows, how this thing works. In your own view, according to what you know so far, what really happened? Where did everything start to crumble?
Oh, thank you for the question. Mohbad got signed to Malian record in December 2020. What really happened was that Mohbad was supposed to feature Naira Marley. That was the connection. So, okay, if he tested Naira Marley, I would like to feature you. And according to Mohbad, he said, Naira Marley said, I have a better offer for you. So they were announced as signing to Malian Music at a concert in Lagos in December 2020. Going forward, release like the project, the live EP under that label. And to be on record, Mohbad was more or less like the engine room of Malian music. He was writing songs for Naira Marley and Zinoliski and all of them. Imagine, you find it difficult to let go of your engine, or let me put this way, your playmaker. It's expected, normal. It's a general trend. When an artist wants to leave a record label, there will be some reluctance from the record label. They won't want him to go. So that was the genesis. And in February 2022, NDLA busted the Malian house, whereby they arrested, according to NDLA, they arrested Zinoliski and some other Malian guys. Mohbad put them to the NDLA office. After a while, they were released. After the release, Mohbad released some videos and he said, and I quote, if anything happens to me, hold Naira Marley responsible. Naira Marley came out, okay, like Mohbad was on drugs, according to him. This happened in February 2022. By September, October 2022, Mohbad released his last song under Malian record, which is titled Peace. After the release of that song, he said he want to leave. I remember there was some back and forth, some sisters between Mohbad and Sibla, one of the Malian record artists. There was a Twitter, even Bella's mother, which happens to be one of Mohbad's friends, based on tweets, normal counter tweets, a lot. But Mohbad was still insisting, I need to leave. But Malian record were not having it because they didn't want to lose him. And also, we have to take note of this. As at then, they might not have recouped whatever money they've invested in this guy. At the end of the day, the record label is more or less a capitalist. They want to make money. They invest in you. Four functions of a record label, they discover artists, they develop artists, they nurture artists, and they promote artists. Those are like four stages in record label functions. So at the end of this thing, recouping of money is very important. No matter, maybe you spend 100 million, you want to get your money back, or maybe get half of that. And I'm not sure they even recoup half of what they spent on Mohbad. So they felt, okay, your contract has not expired. We need to stay. But it was not having none of that. So at the end of the day, it leads to harassment from Sam Larry, who happens to be Naira's friend. There are some videos online as regards that. So the guy, even before this day, there has been some, if you listen to his song, if you are a very deep listener, you already made mention of that. Some of these instances. Let me give you an instance. One of his songs, he said, I want to terrorize mommy, that is they threaten my mom or my dad. unfortunately, the general public were not paying attention to whatever he was saying. They were not paying attention until this sad event happened.
All right, Emmanuel, let's look at this issue, just like my colleague Femi stated earlier, that cabals in music, are there truly cabals in the music industry?
You know, in journalism, they are calling something unverified news.
Yes.
Or if there's a news reporter, they will say allegedly.
Yes.
There are allegedly some cabal in the music industry. But you can't confirm or you can't substantiate this claim. And mind you, cabal are not even limited to music industry alone. In every industry, there are some cabal. There are some big wings that hold the power. So, of course, are not verified that there are cabals in the music industry.
Okay, so do you think this allegedly or supposedly cabals were those behind the issue Mohbad had? Because looking at how it started with Naira Marley, of course, releasing big hits, fabulous singles and what have you, aside the fact that he saw something and he wanted to leave, that up to, for someone like me, I'm yet to really see that reason why he backed out. We just kept hearing he was threatened. But for someone like you, you are a writer, you've written quite a whole lot for big wigs in the music industry. Was there anything in particular that you feel that, aside the contract issue, that wanted Mohbad to leave Malian Records?
Thank you for this question. That's one funny thing about this scenario. All along, most of the discussion are even beyond music. The issue between Mali and Mohbad, they are beyond music. This is not about, okay, you are not promoting me or you are not giving me the right money. Not musical something has been discussed so far. It's always about non-music things. Allegedly, there are a lot of allegations. Some years from public, okay, then drug war. Nobody can verify that. Is there something that you are not telling us? Everybody is just keeping quiet or saying something they can't substantiate. Right now, the issue between Mali and Mohbad is very difficult to ascertain. And I'm not really sure it's even regarding it has anything to do with this. I'm not sure about that. Because if it is anything about music, then we will know. We will know what is. Both parties, and unfortunately for them, even before his death, only Mohbad was even talking. Mali didn't say anything. He didn't say anything.
All right.
It's only Mohbad that was saying something via his music, like, and they are threatening me, they are doing this to me, they were beating me. So,
all right, Emmanuel.
At the end of the day.
Yes. Let's go to contract issues, artists and record labels. This is not the first time it is happening. Many instances.
Absolutely.
Since possibly decades and decades. There was the issue from King Sunny Ade and Chief Bureau of African Song Record or so. And then, move forward, Two-Face and Kenny's Music, Wande Cole, Don Jazzy, Mohit, and of course, Wizkid and the EME, Kiss Daniel and G Worldwide, and many of them like that. So this is not the first time. Now, tell me, what will make an artist to say, I want to leave, when actually you are under a contract? Number two, why do you think young artists, at some point, they are so eager to sign this contract? And then maybe when they get bigger, they now begin to see that I can't continue with this. Let's start from there and then we interrogate the rest of the process. Tell me.
Like you said, this is not a new thing in the Japanese industry. Like I always tell people, this is like a quarterly thing. Like every 3 months in the Japanese industry, one artist will just come out and say, no longer. most times it does stem from selfishness. Most of these artists sign contract without involving their lawyer, their parents, their elders, or anybody. So after a while, whenever they know their copy, they are making money for the record label. They want to change the contract or do something, or probably we negotiate. And the record label, they are very smart. They know what you are up to. So most times they won't allow that. Like I said earlier, the record label is a capitalist. They want to make money. Let me give you an instance.
Yes.
To blow up a single in Nigeria right now, you need about 20 million naira.
20 million naira?
Yeah.
Wow.
How?
Imagine,
for what?
Imagine if a record label is investing 20 million naira in you.
Yes.
If the record label wants to get at least maybe 5 million, 50 million back. And most times, how do you make money in Nigeria? You make money through shows. So most times, what happens is, after a while, the artist will I'm the one making money for this record label. Unfortunately for him or her, he or she will have forgotten that there was a period he was not making money. The record label was funding his lifestyle, giving him cars, giving him money, giving him women, and all these things. He won't be conscious of that. So at the end of the day, he still lie down to contract signing. And also, we have to be conscious of most of the record label deals are shady. Yeah.
Emmanuel, if I may quickly, come in here. We've spoken from the part of the artist. Possibly they want the fame. They want to blow the way they say it now, and the record label they will have to invest. How about there has been allegations of record labels as well, giving artists, especially talented ones, unsuspecting ones, a kind of slave-like kind of contract. There were allegations of that happening in the Kiss Daniel G Worldwide, in which many persons were surprised when Kiss Daniel was talking and saying it was making so much money and they will only give him a piecemeal, like a salary. Yes, you're just speaking to that as well now. And then they get to the fact that why should I be doing all this? Yes, you have invested in me. Now we are growing. I am growing as an artist. You are growing as a label. And then you still don't want to review. Why do you think contracts, record labels give artists this kind of what looks like a slave-like contract? You can make your money. I can make you blow as well. We both enjoy. But then the issue is if the artist doesn't succeed, everybody crashes as it as well. But then why do you think the record label do that? Can they promote, can they invest, and then make money without making somebody a puppet?
Oh, the record label know what they are doing. First people, they know Nigeria. I'm a music critic. I talk to underground artists every day. They know the an average Nigerian artist or underground artist is desperate for anything. I, as a music critic, I've been involved in contract signing a few times. Artists have sent contract to me to check it out. I can tell you, my brother, a lot of time I will tell them, don't sign this contract. My brother, they will sign it. They sign the contract. So later on, they want to back out because they are trying to pull smart. And I can put it to you, most times they even know what they are going to. But because of the desperation, the poverty in the country, they will say, okay, let me use like maybe 2 years or a year. I will leave. And the record label they won't want that now. Most times, the record label even know your game. So they are waiting for you. Like, okay, this guy, the next 1 year or 12 months, you want to leave. We are here for you. So most times, these artists, they sign contracts, they won't even talk to a lawyer. I have there's this popular producer who happened to be one of my boys. I was telling him, did you even talk to your friend before you sign this contract? My brother, I'm sure he didn't even tell his parents. He will sign everything, and at the end of the day, when the problem comes, we want to his parents or people like us. And when he was signing, he didn't even talk to anyone. So at the end of the day, there's a repercussion for every action. We have to be cautious of that. Take any nasty decision, be ready to bear the consequences.
All right, Emmanuel, quickly, help us out here. You are closer. This is the industry in which you are. You know what it takes to have an artist come up with a good vibe so that the likes of us will listen and dance. But to put pen to paper for a young artist who is vulnerable, we're using this opportunity to serve as an eye-opener for the younger ones in the music industry at this point in time. What are the steps an artist need to take and know when signing a contract under a label?
Thank you for the question. First thing first, before you even get an entertainment lawyer, do your research. What are the pedigree of this record label? How many artists have passed through there? Did they blow? What was the reception? You need to ask questions. Then you need to speak to a lawyer, an entertainment lawyer to be precise. Then speak to your parents and speak to elders in the music industry. One of the problems I have with a lot of all these young Nigerians, they don't ask questions. They don't. They just jump into things. They just sign contract because they are desperate. Maybe a record label offers you a car and a house. You just sign your. Some of these artists, they don't even know how many streams they are getting, how many people are playing their song, how many countries is their song being played. They are not even receptive to this information. Really. How will you as an artist, your database, you are not even in charge of the database.
Yeah.
Wow. You don't even have the youth password to your account. You don't have So a lot of these things are like the foundation. They say, if the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? Most times for the foundation, it has already broken for the foundation. So for the upcoming one, they need to speak to a lawyer. They need to speak to their parents, elders, before they sign any contract. Because Mohbad and Naira issue is an eye-opener for everybody, and it's a big lesson. Even as a music critic, I picked my lesson, and I hope everybody does.
All right, Emmanuel, let's now narrow it down to the Malian records. You know, different allegations coming out now, different video clips, different images. Why do you think there is so much controversy about that record label? Now, this is, just like I said, an allegation. So many things coming up at this time, so many examples of persons. The G-Splash issue came out recently of how he was signed to that label, what has become of him now. There's the Fabian Blue part. Many of them who actually will come out at some point and they will appear to fade out at some point as well. So many of them have said there is something, there is this, maybe some kind of deep darkness, if I may use that word, in the music industry that is much deeper than what we see on the surface. But now narrowing down to Malian records, that maybe there are kind of threats they issue to their artists beyond just putting pen to paper. If you dare do this, will we mess you up? We've had many persons come out with allegations of them drugging their artists, or blackmailing them, and then some kind of way. What do you think there is so much? And then Mohbad as well, you spoke to that in your introduction and said he spoke about many things in his songs, which maybe many of us were not obviously paying attention to. And then when he died, so many things are now coming up from different places. Why do you think there is so much controversy about the Malian record?
Even the founder is already a controversial figure. So I think the problem started from Mali. Mali is already a controversial figure. Imagine a controversial figure having a record label. What do you expect? DJ Smart and some other people have come out to talk about the drug abuse. Abuse in the Malian record. Like I said, most of these issues are even beyond me. We are not even sure if the Malian record is front for drug trafficking or whatever they are into. It's very difficult to even verify some of these accusations of fraud. And at the end of the day, this thing boils down to the Nigerian government. I think one of the fallout of this Mohbad and Malian record issue is that perhaps the government might have to have a statutory body that will checkmate Nigerian record label. Something like that. Probably. And let me put this on record.
Yeah.
I don't regard Malian record as a record label.
Why?
They don't have structure. They don't have structure. They don't even have an office. They don't have an office. The only record label I know in Nigeria, they are just cool, chocolate city and baby. Most of these record labels, I've been involved in some of these record labels. I've talked to some of them. A lot of times, they don't even have an office where there's a secretary or the normal.
All right. Emmanuel, for the want of time, on our screen now, we just see many persons have been speaking on the matter. On our screen, we just show the video clip of a Nigerian senator, Elisha Abo, who has visited. Many persons have talked on the matter. Yabo Ojo, many entertainers who feel these things, to Todike, should not just slide like that. But my question is this, if you can answer in 1 minute, why do you think this Mohbad case is resonating with so many Nigerian youth? It's becoming a movement, different rallies across states, and it's looking like this is just a 27-year-old who died in controversial circumstance, but it seems the Nigerian youth are taking this up beyond the usual. Why do you think that is happening?
Thank you. Right now, the issue is beyond Mohbad. Let's tell the record straight. The issue is beyond Mohbad. The youth are angry. Most of these rallies this stem back from the NSAT saga. So most of them are still angry about the NSAT. Beyond Mohbad, youth are angry with the government, with the policy, with the subsidy removal, with so many things. So at the end of the day, Mohbad is just the catalyst. Let's put it that way. I hope the government handles it properly.
All right, because we need to go very shortly. But looking at this incident, to you and who you are a critic and AfroCritik, and you've been in the industry for a while and you've done quite a whole lot for yourself, what's your advice to young artists? Because while we were here earlier, my colleague and I, Femi, we spoke about it extensively, that Nigeria is a country that is blessed with massive, talented people, great artists. We listen to them, we see them, and what have you. What would you advise young, upcoming artists to note? I know you stated that about contract signing, and aside contract signing in general, what should they take into perspective?
Oh, thank you. In the country of 200 million people, we're about 500 songs that are released a day. There's no doubt, an abundance of talent.
Absolutely.
The most important thing is Nigerian youth or artists, they have to be careful, extra careful this time around. To do whatever they are going into. There have been issues about cultism, about fraternity, about all this. They have to be careful. They have to. And they should stop this desperation for fame or success or money. Because at the end of the day, the domino effect might not be able to be palatable for anyone.
All right.
Family and their friends.
We'd like to thank you most sincerely, Mr. Emmanuel Daraloye. He is a music critic at AfroCritik and notjustok.com. Thank you most sincerely, and please keep writing the scripts and let's keep dancing the dance. All right, there you go. And by and large, we will just want everybody to please, let's take it easy, most especially all of us as youths, because I know there could be so much apprehension concerning processions, concerning rallies, and in each of the states of the country in Nigeria. Please, let's take it easy. And if we have to occupy a lane, please, let's stay on a lane so that we don't, because definitely you are obstructing traffic anyhow by a lot. And there are some people whereby probably they are on an emergency, they need to do something.
Get to work, run business.
Yeah. Please, youths, let's be orderly.
Right.
Let's be very orderly, and we pray that we get to get justice if there is a need concerning the young man.
There is a need.
Yeah, we don't know. Maybe
justice.
he died normally, naturally, or what have you. But we're not inciting. We're not probably. We're just waiting for the final autopsy results at this moment in time. We'll be back again on Monday, God willing, on the show Morning Spring from Western Spring Television. A big thank you to the entire producer. A big thank you to our director, the entire camera team, the entire workforce right here. Tunde Idowu is my name. The Irresistible TD on X.
All right. You know, Tunde, when you said we youth, I was beginning to imagine. Is there any other definition to youth than what I know? Maybe youth are in category, by the way. But then from the...
Anibaba himself will say he's a youth.
Okay. Anibaba is our ancestor. A living legend, by the way. Femi Ojo is my name. You know, was listen to different opinions on this matter. Let's curtail the level of desperation to get rich, to get famous in every sphere of life, not just music.
Absolutely.
As well. God bless us. God bless the young people, the older people, the entire Nigeria. Of course, God bless us as well. Femi Ojo is my name. We'll see you on Monday. We'll leave you with something from Mohbad as well. You know, as they say, he might be gone. Yes, it's gone, but then there are some things he has done that we always speak for him as well. You get to enjoy these. Enjoy the rest of your day. TGI. Bye-bye.
Song, my best song, everybody best song. Sorry, Daddy, I am sorry. This kind of life would tire me. Daddy no get salary. Yes, I know see mommy. I know see mama. Cause then yes, so step on I no care. Don't let me get worried. My brothers are hungry. Daddy got your money. If I go bully. I go bully, but I no go class. Daddy, I am sorry. I don't do Yahoo. I don't take one coup. Pastor Tiwonu aye o. Mommy just dey pray. Daddy just dey pray for me. Make it better for me. Me I no go school. Only thing I fit do is to be a Jew. This kind of life will die on me. And you know, look, you want me love. You very big. Shubiri kepo mi o. Iwájú lọ lọ́kọ ìwà mi lọ. Ẹ̀yìn lọ lọ́kọ ìwà mi lọ. Shubiri. sẹ́wọ̀ èmi ò mọ̀ yé o ṣé wájú lọ́lọ́kọ̀ òun wà mí lọ sẹ́ o ẹ̀yìn lọ́lọ́kọ̀ yìí wà mí lọ èṣù bìrìbìrì kẹ́bọ̀ mi o iwájú lọ́lọ́kọ̀ yìí wà mí lọ ẹ̀yìn lọ́lọ́kọ̀ yìí wà mí lọ oyè o ìsìkàlẹ̀ fún dáyà mi. Life would tire me. I be no tire you. Step on that no girl. Landlord, do they worry? My brothers are hungry. Oshamo. I be no tire you no tire you. Oh, the next song is KPK. Best song the whole of last year, 2021. KPK.
Chancellor Professor Odunayo Clement Adepoye, on behalf of the Senate and the congregation of the Osun State University, cordially invites the general public to the 12th and 13th convocation ceremony of the university, holding between Friday 22nd of September and Thursday 28th September 2023. Some of the highlights of the event are: Tuesday 26th of September, convocation of the Colleges of Humanities and Culture shall take place at the Olagbosoye Oyinlola Auditorium by 10 a.m., followed by the convocation for the College of Management and Social Sciences by 1 p.m. Wednesday 27th September, Foundation Day lecture shall take place at the Olagbosoye Oyinlola Auditorium by 9:30 a.m., followed by convocation for Colleges of Agriculture and College of Health Sciences by 12 noon, and convocation for College of Science, Engineering and Technology by 2 p.m. There shall be a special lunch for the first class awardees with the Vice Chancellor tagged Meet with the Vice Chancellor at the multipurpose hall of the university between 3 and 5 p.m. Thursday 28th of September, a special convocation lecture shall take place at the Olagbosoye Oyinlola Auditorium by 10 a.m., followed by convocation for the Postgraduate College by 12 noon. For more information, please visit www.uniosun.edu.ng. Announcer Gafar Adebayo Shitu, Registrar.
The Berlin Conference of 1884 defined the configuration of Africa, which hitherto existed as a continent of multiple kingdoms and empires under native rulers. The conference, otherwise referred to as Congo Conference, regulated European colonization and trade in Africa as initiated by German leader Otto von Bismarck. The Berlin Conference is often called the scramble for and partitioning of Africa, as each of the imperial powers carved separate portions of the continent for themselves without recourse to racial and cultural identities and differences. 137 years after the Berlin Conference was held, Africa remains a legitimized playground for European nations that sought to exploit its wealth and resources and manipulate its human capital to promote trades and investments of Western powers. Western Spring Television identifies Berlin Conference as a major event in history. James Ajibolaige was a lawyer who obtained his first degree in classics from Nigeria's premier University of Ibadan. Born September 13, 1930, the orator and the polyglot spoke impeccable English, French, Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba languages. His fine diction placed him among classical orators and public speakers like Cicero, the Roman orator. This attribute earned him the prefix Cicero of Esauke. He authored Kaduna Boy, an autobiography, Detainee's Diary, Constitution, and the People, among 6 other books. Bolaige was a colorful politician, elected governor of Oyo State in 1979 and appointed a federal minister in 1999. He was a pioneer founder of Afenifere, the Yoruba social-cultural and political group. He invested his political sagacity to propel the group to the height of political leadership and decision-making in the southwest of Nigeria. Bolaige was assassinated on the 23rd December 2001. His murderers are yet to be apprehended till today. Western Spring Television identifies Bolaige as a watershed character in history. The British Empire was the largest and the most powerful in the world. At its zenith, the empire embraced a quarter of the Earth's land surface and imposed her imperial majesty's rule on more than 458 million peoples across nations and continents. The empire took off with overseas possessions and trading posts established by England, spread over 3 million kilometers between 16th and early 18th century. Like previous empires, the British Empire began to crumble on its weight of overstretched territories and growing unrest in our various colonies. Today, the British Empire no longer exists. What is in place is the Commonwealth of Nations, a loose association of sovereign states which recognize the King of England as the titular head. Western Spring Television identifies the British Empire as a watershed empire in history. Dramatist, playwright, and icon of Yoruba thematic arts, Duro Ladipo was born December 18, 1931 in Osogbo, southwest Nigeria. His clergyman father christened him Timothy. His other names, Duro Dola, Duro Shomo, Duro Rike, reflected his persona and the circumstances that surrounded his birth. The legendary stage actor had in several public fora identified himself as one of the greatest abikus born to die in this world. Family records reveal how he was born and died 13 times. The intertwining names he bore thus lent credence to his spiritism. Duro Ladipo was one of the best-known and world-acclaimed Yoruba dramatists to emerge from post-colonial Africa. His notable works, Obakoso, Obawaja, and Moremi, took him beyond Africa to several parts of the world. By the time Duro Ladipo died on 11 March 1978, Nigeria's first cultural ambassador had acquired a towering image as an artist whose works adorned the frontage of Trenchard Hall, University of Ibadan. Western Spring Television identifies Duro Ladipo as a major character in history. Funmilayo Ransom Kuti was an educationist and advocate of women's rights. She was recognized for her vitriolic comments against colonial policy of taxation as it affected the Nigerian women. Bere, as fondly addressed by her women followers, Funmilayo championed the initiation of universal adult suffrage, which gave an unprecedented leeway for women to contest elective offices and power to exercise voting rights. Married to a foremost educationist and teacher, Israel Oladotun Ransom Kuti, the first president of Nigeria Union of Teachers, Funmilayo Ransom Kuti was the mother of children who inherited her spirit of activism. Olufela and Bekolola